It's your girl, it's your girl. Ooh, it's your girl, it's your girl. Welcome back. It's your girl KE, and this is We Ain't Got It Yet podcast. Last week we brought you some tunes. This week we right back at it. I got somebody special I want to share with you guys. My boy LB. Most of us, when we come into the world at 18, we enter in the world and we get a chance to get to see what it's like. My boy went to jail when he first came out, so we get a chance to learn a little bit more about who my guy is. And I'm gonna start off with LB. Tell me who you are as a man before we jump right into it.
Man, first and foremost, man of God, for sure. You know, keep my faith strong with, you know, a brother, a man, a son, a father, you know, a husband as well. So, my man, just standing on principles, man, being genuine and consistent. That's really it, man. I just believe that you stay genuine and consistent, man. Everything else fall in place.
Yeah. I like that part on the end. Everything else gonna start, fall in place when you stay genuine and consistent. Yeah. But sometimes things don't always work out, the way we expect them to work out. And you got a story to tell us today, and I'm looking forward to you sharing it.
I'm looking forward to sharing it.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about, before we get into all of the different things about what happened to you when you got locked up. Talk to me about like what it was like before you turned 18. When you was in high school, what was life like for you then?
Oh, shit. High school was great.
Yeah, you was the man, wasn't it?
I was one of them.
Yeah.
I was one of them. Not always, though. I kind of grew into myself, started finding myself. But, growing up, man, it was, I had both my parents.
Okay.
But we just in separate houses, you know what I mean? My mama was military. She was a little bit stricter than my daddy. You know what I mean? My daddy was military, but he was more like, man, you a man, or a young man. So he kind of let us, kind of rock out a little bit. So we bounced kind of back and forth between there. But I grew up in Southwest Little Rock, man.
Yeah.
My whole life.
Talk a little bit about what it was like growing up in Southwest Little Rock. Because what I know to be true, I literally just came from a flag football game over there today.
Yeah.
And, a whole bunch of my family members, people, that I call my family, they was there for my little cousin. And we was talking about the differences growing up in like Little Rock compared to what it's like growing up in the country. You grew up in Little Rock your whole life, right? Yeah, so I'm from the country. Y'all all live a different lifestyle, man. So talk to me about what it was like growing up in Southwest Little Rock.
Man, it was different. It was fun, a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Got a lot of friends, man. People, me growing up in Little Rock, man, like my house used to be the house everybody came and hooped at. You know what I mean? So. Mama used to be kind of pissed off at that, but
she military. She wants things to be concise and how it's supposed to be.
Killed all the grass in the yard.
Stomped it out, dirt.
Yeah, dirt. But man, just our block, man, like we was family. You know what I mean? It was more than just and it's the same way when I transitioned to moving, going out there with my daddy's house too, man. My daddy from McAmmer, so I got a lot of people out there, a whole lot of family out there, man. It's a lot of family. It's a family feeling out there too. So it's a lot of love when I go out there as well. But Southwest was different, man. It was a little rough. It was real rough, man. But man, it was so much love out there.
Yeah.
I can't like I say, man, it was just mama and her 3 boys. I got an older brother, Montreal, a younger brother named Jeremy, and man, there was love everywhere.
Yeah, so you was the middle son.
Yeah, I'm in the middle.
What was it like being the middle son compared to, how, your parents may have dealt with the older brother compared to how they dealt with the younger brother? What was that like for you?
Oh, the oldest son always in charge, so it's never his fault. And the youngest always too young, so it ain't never his fault.
Yeah, baby gonna get baby weight.
Right, yeah, he get all the favor, man.
Yeah.
That's just the way it was, man. I definitely thought, it definitely didn't go my way at all.
Okay. So you talked a little bit about, you growing up and how you was raised.
Yeah.
Let's get into your story a little bit. Tell me about, you went to jail, talk to us a little bit about that as much as you want to, as least as you want to.
Okay. Well, in high school, man, I felt, obviously, man, I felt like I had a pretty good wave. A lot of people riding the wave, man. A lot of people around to have fun and do what we do. And man, I don't know, I guess I was just felt like I was just, I ain't gonna say too much. I'm gonna say, probably a better way to put it is like, I just wanted everything my way. I wanted to do everything the way I wanted to do it. Can't nobody tell me I couldn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's the young man culture. That's how y'all feel, right?
Yeah.
I'm dealing with that right now, coaching boys basketball.
Yeah.
This is my first time coaching boys basketball, first complete year, and I realized that young males, they are radicals. They want things how they want things. They don't think you gonna break.
I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew everything, man.
Yeah.
And man, got out there. Went to school, like I say, consider myself a ladies' man, even though it wasn't always that.
Yeah.
But man, we went to go kick it. Man, partners kicked me. My cousins picked me up to go kick it with some girls, man. And we get out here and knocked on the door, and it just didn't, man. About 2 minutes later, I was shot, man, laid up in the hospital. You know what I mean? And I woke up from surgery, and I was handcuffed to a operating bed, man. It was telling me that I was gonna be charged with capital murder. So,
Man.
yeah, so and I went to jail before I can graduate. I was scheduled to graduate. I was scheduled to graduate that May. I got locked up in January.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's no news to me. I thought it happened like after graduation. So that's the action, like months before you were supposed to graduate.
Before.
Did you ever finish did you get your high school diploma, or did you have to end up getting a GED?
I did. No, I got my GED. I think. I don't want to lie to you. I think they actually sent me a diploma to my house, but I think I may have had enough credits to graduate. But when I went to the county jail, I was like, man, one thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and start trying to knock stuff out, just trying to be slick and finesse. You know, already trying to finesse the system, I guess.
Yeah.
Just thinking I was gonna get ahead and get on top of it early, and went ahead and got my GED since I had already knew a bunch of that stuff. So I got that in the first few weeks, I guess, of me being there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk about that process. I can imagine I can't imagine waking up and being like handcuffed to a bed. You just went out to go kick it, see some girls,
Yeah.
and then the night turns into something completely different. I can imagine it'd be like a nightmare.
It kind of was. I mean, I wasn't new to like guns and stuff like that, or stuff happening and popping off like that. That was the first time I had experienced something happening to me, because I ended up getting shot 3 times, and like I could have died. You know what I mean? I could have died too. So I'm extremely blessed in that situation. I hate for anybody to have to deal with a loss at any point, but yeah, it definitely could have been. It could have been me. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So when you woke up from the bed, what was your first thoughts? Like when you woke up, you handcuffed and you in the bed. What was your first thing that came to your mind?
I don't know. I saw my mama and I saw my daddy. They both was there. That was the first time I had saw them really together at the same time in a while. And I remember passing back out. And I woke back up, and they woke me up to talk to some detective. And he was asking me questions about where I was at, and I told him I didn't know. And, really didn't have a whole lot to say to him.
Yeah.
And they sent me in there, told me I was being charged, and I talked to an attorney. I was 17, so I had to have somebody there to talk with me or talk for me or whatever. And man, they charged me, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, and answer, don't answer it. Through your trial process, you go to jail. You thought you hanging with some guys that you know.
Yes.
You get it caught up in all this situation of what's going on. You go to jail. You have a trial. Did those dudes testify against you, or how were you that process of?
Oh, they showed up to testify for sure. Mm-hmm. And I think
the people that you was originally with testified against you.
Yeah, I actually took my time at trial. I took a plea deal at trial because they showed up to testify.
Yeah.
Man, in my mind, I was just thinking. My daddy told me, he said, "Find you something you can do, and I'm gonna do it with you." You know what I mean? And man, we talked to the prosecuting attorney. I asked him, I said, "Man, y'all still got that deal?" And it was like, "Yeah." So it was man, it was 4 of us there. One person got arrested. One person got charged. One person went to jail. One person did prison time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So what was that like for you? Like, being a young dude, at this time, you 17 years old. How old were you when the trial process was over?
I think I had just turned 18.
You just turned 18. Okay, so now you're 18. You're an adult. You think you were friends. All of this stuff playing out. How were you mentally processing that? Like your first few years, like I'm locked up. Like how did that?
I don't think I was processing it. I think, man, I don't think I was processing it. It was really just because at the time, you know, I was, man, like I said, I was 17, 18. I was just living day for day. It wasn't, it was really just getting through it. You know, only the people that was there really be knowing what was going on. And, man, it's crazy. Like I say, I don't think I was processing, man. I just try to, I'm the type of person, man, I just take stuff for what it is, man. Try not really to dwell on the stuff I can't change.
Right.
Stuff, I don't do that.
So moving forward, so how was those first 3 years? Those first 3 years of being in jail, you not really processing it at first. The next step for you was trying to figure out how to live there, right? So what was that process like?
Man, it was different. It was like doing anything else different. It wasn't my first time. I've been to different facilities and stuff for different stuff, but nothing like this. Nothing like this. But it was definitely different, man. They sent me to Varner, and at the time, I guess it still is, man. They called Varner a gladiator school. And it was mostly just.
Why they call it that?
Man, that's the proving grounds, man, for everywhere else. Like that, it build a man out of you. Yeah. Real, man. It make you grow up fast, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's man, I remember walking there, like when we got our bed rolls. We walked in first day, got our bed rolls in our arms, walking through the hallway, and then police come through and they push us against the wall and say, "Hey, y'all get against the wall. Y'all turn around, get against the wall." So I'm like, damn, like what's going on? I'm scared. I'm scared as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You 18.
I'm scared. This prison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This prison, this the place that you hear about. And then like some stuff happening right in front of our face. It's a dude got two officers, man, coming in, holding him up from up on his arms, and he holding his neck, and like blood, like for real, shooting from his hand, from out of his neck, hitting the window. And I'm like, damn, like, bro, it's like, that's when it sung like, man, I'm here. Like, that's what it is. And it was like, man, Varner was just a different place, man. And like, anybody that's ever been in the system, they'll tell you, I don't care what nobody say. They'll tell you, man, Varner is a different place. There ain't nowhere else like it. There's places that's close, but there's nowhere else like Varner, man. And,
how long were you there?
8.5 years.
Yeah. So how did you end up? You got moved for good behavior or something like that?
I got to fighting with an officer over there.
Okay.
And he didn't allow me back into population. So after I went to the Supermax did my time or whatever, they transferred me to Malvern. And then that's when I knew that it was something else to prison. Like it was different opportunities, because ain't nothing over there. It's like, it's for real. The only thing it is to do over there is fight and stab people, do drugs.
In Varner or
sell drugs, shoot dice at Varner.
Oh, okay.
At Varner. It ain't nothing to do, man. I'm telling you, it's a black hole. It's really the black hole of the prison system.
Yeah.
For sure.
I got an uncle. When I first met you, I told you this too, I think. I got an uncle who's in Varner, and he's been on death row since like early 2000s.
Yeah.
He been locked up the majority of my life. You know, I was born in 94.
Yeah.
So I just remember like bits and pieces of him and everything else that I have memories on, like talking to him. When I go visit him, I'm talking to him in a cell in a confined area where we got to be locked in.
Yeah.
You know, and his experiences, it's really different. You know, I was young, but you know, the stories that you hear, he was like a very popular guy when he was at school.
Yeah.
And his name Iceman. And he was that dude. Everybody liked him. He was handsome, nice dude. He played all the sports. He was great at what he did. You know, and then when he got out of school, he just started doing dumb shit, just making mistakes, you know, doing things that, you know, he wasn't raised that way. And then he got caught up in some things that he said he did not do. I don't know if they have like actual like DNA evidence. You know, that stuff like transforms over time.
Yeah.
You know, trying to, I think they had to like get the protocols and procedures down. So even that stuff is a little different. Then we talking about, you know, small towns. These things that happen to you in Little Rock.
Right.
You know, a small town, things are completely different with how they process things, and the judges and the people. He's constantly having to go in front of the same judge, and him getting off and getting by.
Right.
So I think when the time came for them to pin him down for something that was egregious, even though I don't know if there was like a lot of evidence that he did it, but it happened to an older white lady and her husband. And it was something that was very, very bad back then. Like it was like one of the cases that was really talked about. And they got him for it. And he's been locked up ever since. He had a stroke in jail. You know, he's been in there all this time. And only thing that I really know about him is jail. And he's on death row. And he's been in Varna for a very, very long time. So that experience and meeting people like that,
Yeah.
you know, did you meet anybody that you still think about, or, you know, who really taught you some lessons while you were in jail there?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like I was saying, the thing about Varna is majority of the population is under 25. So the same. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's really it's the same people that you around and you into it with on the streets. You get there and you still into it with them in prison, kind of the same way, because y'all all the same age range. But you grow up together. You know what I mean? You go through the same struggles. You go through the same hardships. You lose the same people. You know what I mean? Like, when I compare it, I hate to compare it to something like this, but like it's kind of like the military. I think I was telling my mama that it's like the military, man. Like the only people that understand you is people that went through it with you. You know what I mean? And man, you see some of the craziest stuff, man. Your eye, you wouldn't believe. Like, man,
Yeah.
you wouldn't believe. But it kind of numb you to certain stuff. But yeah, like different people help you deal with trauma different. You know what I mean? And you run into people that help you deal with what you're going through because you don't understand. I'm 17, 18 years old. I ain't never seen nobody get stabbed in the face. You know what I mean? I've never seen people get burnt up with magic shave and breakfast syrup. You know what I mean? People peeling their face off like a mask. Like I've never seen that before. People get beat in the head with locks and you know what I mean? Like, man, it's crazy. You know, I ain't never seen that before. Then, you know, abnormal become your normal. And then you fight, you know, you normalize bad stuff because it's, you see it every day.
Right.
And it's people that help me get through that, man. I can name you a list of people, man. And I don't want to leave nobody out. But my brothers, man, Eric Summers, shout out Free Bree. Spider Bite, MJ, Tez, man, there's so many, man. Monster, free him. Monster free.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, are any of them out yet, or are they getting out, or say they're for life sentences, or?
Man, I've seen people have life sentences and be free home right now. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of people, man. Man, Free Stay Puff, man, he saved my life.
What you mean by that?
Man, like I told you, dealing with this, dealing with a death, when you're dealing with like death involved charges and stuff like that, man, it was obviously he was somebody, brother, a cousin, a homeboy, a son, an uncle, or something. So, you know, when you go places like that, somebody gonna be angry to the point where they don't want to hear why it happened or the reason behind it, or you know what I mean. I understand. Like I tell you, I told folks after we got cool later on. You know what I mean. I told folks later on, like, man, I understand why you was mad because I wouldn't want to hear it either. Somebody do something to my brother, I don't want to hear it either.
Right.
You know what I mean. And that's blind rage. But man, I almost got killed in the gym when I first got to prison, and it turned into like a mini standoff because, you know, my homeboys kind of stood up and, you know, protected me, and they homeboys was trying to kill me, and we end up talking about it, but then it turned into a whole different thing. I'm talking about like we probably was at war like probably about 7 months, man. We had to go to chow and stand up and eat. You know, I had a plexiglass knife my partner E folks gave me when I first came through. And I had to shower with it, go to the yard with it.
Yeah.
Just be careful who I associate with, be careful who I talk to. You know what I mean? Taught me I had to read the room the moment I walked in it.
Right.
And,
7 straight months living in chaos like that.
yeah.
Not knowing,
Not knowing when.
what was going to happen, when was going to happen. Somebody's angry with me. Do you even remember what the beef was about?
Yes. I told you somebody died.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, so it's about that.
Yeah, it's about.
Oh, the original
yeah.
reason why you went to jail.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. I didn't know if it was something happened there and then I feel out about that. But it was the original. The whole reason you were there is why they was upset.
Yeah, I got to talking to people after that. And there's people that was willing to kill me in the moment that didn't even know the person that got killed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, and I was just like, dang, you know.
Loyalties run different there, huh?
It do, because that's what I was telling you, man. Varner make you make your mind up.
Yeah.
Like you either on this side or you on that side.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
You got to choose one.
You got to choose, man.
Yeah. I was talking to one of my, I guess you say, leaders who in my life, you know, a guy who I work with. And he was telling me about, he grew up in California.
Yeah.
And he lived in a blood neighborhood.
Yeah.
And his friend was a Crip. And they all played football together. And some things happened between his friend and somebody else. And when he went to go break the fight up, he didn't choose either side. But because the guy who got beat up, his friend beat him up, who was the Crip, right?
Right.
And the guy who got beat up was a blood, and he lived in a blood neighborhood. They were so mad at him. And they came and knocked on his door and told his mama, if he don't change schools, we gonna kill him. Dead serious. Like, these are really like that. And you experience that in Varner, like blind loyalties. Like you really have to pick a side. You got to make your mind up because people, they own that.
They own that every day.
Yeah.
You gotta think, man, you think about, you got people that's in here for the worst stuff you can ever think about. And it's people that got time where it don't matter what they do to you, they can't hurt them by giving them more time.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm talking about, man, it's been days, bro, I was scared to go to sleep. There's been days I was scared to wake up. Not because I'm scared of people. It's because it's scared of the unknown. You don't know what's going to pop off, man. You can feel the tension.
Anxious all the time.
But I'm scared of, you're really just scared of what I might have to do to somebody to make sure I make it to tomorrow. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I definitely feel like it changed me into a different type of person. Like I say, I think it numbed me to a lot. Definitely did some stuff I hope I never had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to pivot out of that. You were talking about you got transferred to Malvern, and you was like, that was completely different than the 8.5 years that you spent in Varner. What was different about that prison?
Opportunity.
Yeah, talk about that though.
Got to Malvern, man, and got there, like I said, I was got sent there for beating up the officer at Varner. And it's actually one of the best things that ever happened to me. That dude didn't want to be around me no more. I got over there and they told me, we don't care what you did at your last unit. We care about what you do here. And got over there and just decided, man, I was going to stay low key and just stay all the way out the way, try to change the way people, the system viewed me. My record was crazy. Disciplinaries, been to the Supermax multiple times, everyone. I just got over there. It's like, man, I'm trying to avoid doing that. And I had heard about the people, the system over there in Malvern. They operated different, and I ain't want no parts of that. And got over there, man. And I remember this man saved my life, man. He really stepped in. He saw me walking up and down the hallway, and he stopped me. He was like, "Burns, is it you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's going on?" He was like, "Man, what you doing here?" And I was telling him, and really just I was just really lying, trying to finesse. And then he was like, "Hey, man, cut the
bullshit.
Yeah, cut the bullshit." Like, it's like, "Hey, tell me what you asking for."
Yeah.
I said, "Man, just a chance to grow." He said, "Man, you going to get your class next week." And he didn't care about why I was there, why I was class 4, nothing. And he gave me opportunity to just start growing. And the more I stayed out of trouble, the more he gave. I think he left there to be the warden. He was assistant warden at Malvern. He left there to be the head warden at, I believe, Newport. And then when he left there, he called he called the unit and asked if I wanted to go be his domestic. And I was like, yeah, for sure. That was like 3 years. That was after like 3 years I was at Mount. But like I say, just the opportunity to grow as a person, man, and just, you know, had a chance to read, had a chance to watch movies, because you don't do that at Varner, man. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't at the time. I think it's a lot different place now. Prison is a lot different now. It's a lot more time to do stuff like that. Like I say, it was just war zone for sure. But Malvern is a different place, a lot more peaceful, man, a lot more activities, a lot more community involved stuff. There's a lot more jobs, and I got my first 1B job, and it was I don't know how to explain the 1B, the different class.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. I've been waiting for you to pause because I don't understand the system. You said there's several questions I have, and I want you to answer them so we can understand.
Okay.
So young guys understand what's going on out there. They need to know what this look like. So help me understand. The system is different there, right? You said you was talking to the guy. He was the assistant warden. He said, you know, all that bull crap around y'all, tell me what you want and he gonna help you make it happen.
Right.
And you said he gonna get your class. You said you were 4B at the time. He's gonna help you get your class. You also said that you were able to move for him to be his domestic. And then you also told me that the system in Malvern was different and you ain't want no parts of that. So what does all that mean?
Okay, so at Varner, it's predominantly black, from the chaplain to the kitchen worker, to the kitchen staff, to the mail ladies, to the majors, to every single officer. It might be one white lady working. That might have been Miss Birchfield at the time, but it was just predominantly black. When I moved to Malvern, it's like a mixed bag. It was a little bit of everything, but Varner was like. It was like going to my daddy's house. You can rock out, do what you want to do. You know what I mean? There wasn't no rules. Like, I could sleep. Like to say, there's been times we went into a different barracks that I wasn't assigned to at Varner, and I stayed there for like a week and a half, and nobody will say nothing. Nobody will know. Doors don't lock. You know what I mean? Stuff. It was crazy.
A lot of freedom.
A lot of freedom, man. You could do really basically whatever you want, which was part of the danger, because you could be in your barracks and somebody from down the hallway, you disrespect somebody and do something wrong or move the wrong way, somebody coming and they getting on you, like they own that right then, and they coming down there, and you can't hide from it, you can't run from your problems, and it made you really just be accountable for your own actions. At Malvern, everything got a set time, everything is more structured, everything. They not taking a lot away from you, but they giving you everything you're supposed to have.
Yes,
I think it's a lot of units that's different like that. Malvern just happened to be my first experience outside of Varner, where I was like, damn, this different.
Yeah.
Man, they call rec call 3-4 times a day over here. Wow, it was only on the weekends over there. They ran everybody together. You know what I mean? You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's you're supposed to get it every day. You know what I mean? Malvern gonna run it 3-4 times a day. They're gonna tire you out.
So you lay down.
Lay down. You feel what I'm saying?
They got y'all on the playground, on the kindergarten schedule. Get tired. Lay down, man.
That's the way they dealt with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At Varner, they don't even want to come in the barracks. It's that dangerous. They know. You know what I mean? They know it's that dangerous. All right? They don't come in there like that. They don't come in there like that. So it was Malvern was definitely different. Like I said, they had more programs. They had I got my first 1B opportunity where I was able to work outside of the fence, meaning they trust me when they open up the fence. They trust me to go outside of the fence without running off. You know what I mean? And like I say, at this time, I'm 10 years in, something like that. And man, I don't know what I'm running to. Like, there ain't no sense of me running. You know what I'm running for. I had hardly even knew. I really didn't know what Malvern was. You know what I mean? Just started figuring out these different towns and stuff as I was meeting people in the system. Man, where you from? You know, you sleeping beside different people. Where you from? Oh, I'm from Fordyce. Oh, man, where you from? Oh, I'm from Camden. You know, where you from? I'm from West Helena. Mm-hmm. Yeah, where that's at? You know what I mean? We get to chopping. But yeah, that's 1B job. That's you keep your 1B job for a year, and they allow you to go home on a furlough. And that's where you come home for 5 days, and you turn yourself back in at the end of the week, and you do that 6 months, and you get to come home again.
Okay.
And I guess what
So that's what he meant when he said help you get your class?
right, no, yeah, when I started working toward that. So
Okay.
I was class 4 still. From you go on a year class 4, I did my year class 4 or whatever, and I was still messing up in the Supermax. So instead of letting me back out the population after I did my time back there, it was like, man, we're just going to transfer you class 4 to Malvern. And I went to Malvern, class 4. And I still had a couple more months before my year class 4 was up. And dude was like, man, I don't care about what happened over there. I'm going to give you class. You're going up next week. And, man.
So you go to class 3, or what do you go to? What is the class?
You go from class 4 to class 3, and then from class 3 to class 2,
and then 1
to class 1.
And when you get to 1B is when you can get a lot of freedom going working outside the fence.
Regular class 1 is class 1C.
1C, okay.
Then you go class 1B, which is a step higher, and then you go to the pinnacle class 1A. It's like work releases and like state capitol. I don't know if you ever been down to the state capitol. You see the inmates and stuff working down there. They work at the governor's mansion. See, like, they don't tell you this type of stuff. They don't tell you these type of opportunities out there for you. When you sitting in Varner, ain't nobody want to do nothing but hustle. And like, ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, man, hustle, get your money. Like, do that, man. Like, I definitely had, my parts in that, but I wasn't really the trapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought I still was a ladies' man, man. I still was chasing the women around. Yeah, I still chasing the women around the unit, man.
Yeah. Okay. So you said that you didn't, when you got to Malvern, you didn't want them problems based on the new system. You wanted to get, make sure that prison didn't define who you were, and you got your class and you was able to go be a domestic. What is a domestic?
Domestic is where I walk out the front gate every single day, and I walk to the warden house, and go out there and basically just kind of straighten stuff up, clean stuff up a little bit, and just chill out there at this house. Might cut the grass, or, pull the weeds out the garden bed. Really just, like kind of like on life, man, where one dude was working in the house and the other folks working in the field.
Yeah.
I had kind of graduated from the field and went to and that's crazy. That's kind of how it was.
I want to make the joke I want to make.
Yeah, right. So I went from in the field, man.
You a housemate? You a housemate?
Yeah, I'm at the house for sure.
Okay.
But man, and with that come a lot of pressure. Everybody, everybody not able to, but I try, I did my best to use my position to help everybody else I knew that deserved some type of position, that deserved something. Like everybody that I wanted to help, I couldn't help. You know what I mean?
Different situations.
Folks looking at you like, oh, you showing favoritism, bro. You fool with him more than you fool with me. It's just you can't. You can't, not because you feel like they're going to blow it, it's because it's different restrictions on different time limits. You know what I mean? You got to have a certain amount of time to have a certain amount of opportunities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had just so happened, did so much time that I got under a certain point, under the threshold of being able to get in those positions. And all my homeboys had a bunch of time. And I wanted to bring them with me. And I brought a bunch of them with me. I ain't going to say I didn't get everybody. I didn't get somebody, but I couldn't help.
Yeah.
As many as
they in a different position at that point in time. So, and that's hard for a lot of our people to actually understand. They make it personal.
Yeah.
I have people calling me like they want help getting different jobs or, this and that.
Right.
Well, bro, you got to first get certified or, you got to get some experience in these different spaces for me to be able to help you get there. I know exactly what them people looking for.
Right.
I know what qualifications you got to have. And at this time, it's not like you can't get it. Shoot for the stars, but it's different restrictions for different things. And you can't be upset with me because I can't make that happen for you at this point.
I can't make it happen right now.
Yeah, it's just not right now. I can't make it happen, but I can tell you what you need to do if you want that.
But I promise, man, we could call people right now and they going to tell you there's people that's done messed up, got to fight and bust somebody head, went to jail. And, man, they send messages. You go to the hole and you send messages to different people, but like, hey, tell the major, tell the captain, tell this and this and that. And there's folks that come to me like, hey, somebody go talk to LB and tell him go talk to somebody. And bro, I go lay everything on the line, telling folks, hey, I give up everything, man. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, man, give bro a second chance, man. Woo, woo. Like, put him in the barracks with me. Like, let me talk to him, man. Man, just different opportunities, putting in different situations, man. It's folks right now that'll tell you, man,
that you done stood in the field.
I gave everything.
Yeah, as much as you could, for sure.
For sure.
So talk to me about this. What did, like, being in those positions and trying to help other people get opportunities as you trying to constantly get them for yourself, what did that teach you, you know, while helping other men? What did that teach you as a man?
I feel like, you know, I'm a pretty selfless person anyway. I put a lot of people before myself. I think that's the reason why I could have took a plea deal to make sure nobody else went to jail. You know what I mean? And in being selfless in that situation, I definitely hurt a few people, you know, mainly my people. My brother. My brother needed me. My brothers needed me on the streets. But, you know, I'm just trying to protect. But I've always been like that. I've always been selfless and put different people before myself because I feel like I can handle it. Like I can handle.
Is it always worth it?
I think so. I wouldn't change a thing. You know what I mean? My baby brother came to visit me one day and he said, man, I'm so glad you locked up. And I just had to look at him like,
wait a fuck, bro, what you mean?
I mean, hey, like, bro, like, out of all the people that say you glad, I might say, yeah, man, like, the way you was living life, man, like, bro, you could have been dead or something. Like, you don't understand what's going on.
Will it take you being in jail than being out here dead on the streets, or?
I don't know, because I don't know what's going on on the streets. Man, I've been locked up 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
Man, people change, places change, you know what I mean? He just like, man, the way you was living, bro, I know you'd have been, something would have happened, bro. And I'm glad I know you safe. Man, it just took me going back in my cell and going back to my bunk, man, and laying in there and just thinking about it like, man, dude, really, like, he just told me how he really felt, man. And I just discarded everything he said because of how I felt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
it give you a lot of time to really think and really come to terms.
It was right, man. It was right, man. I was living reckless for sure. It was just doing, like I say, doing what I want to do. Felt like I can't be touched. Can't nobody tell me nothing. And it was, you know, yeah, man. It's I don't regret it. I don't regret going to jail. I don't regret sacrificing. I don't regret any of the sacrifices I made for my brothers, man. And I'm speaking on my friends.
Yeah.
You know, like all my friends in that situation, man. Like we still friends. I still get calls on the daily. You know what I mean? Like I get calls on the daily, man, from people in jail. And anything I can do to help, man, I try. Like, man, I've overextended myself in situations where I know I ain't have nothing, and I still gave. Man, I got kids. Man, I got kids now, so it's you know, it's really trying to balance it. My wife kind of be mad a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I want to get into like the family thing too, but before we do that, you know, talking about extending yourself and being selfless and helping people. When we first linked up and we got a chance to talk, and you was telling me your story, and I'm like, man, this would be great for the pod. You were telling me about the different programming and stuff. Like you guys were doing so much that like some of the stuff had to be shut down. It's like y'all doing a lot. Talk to us about that.
So I'm gonna take you back to the beginning where this idea for this program first started. It was everybody that know they know. MMOI program was like the first of its kind, and it started at Varner. And I was actually
what's that? What does that stand for?
Mentoring Men of Integrity.
Okay.
But it started at Varner. It was this dude named Louis Charles Wallace. I think he's still in the system. At the time, he'd been locked up like 36 years, 35 years, something like that. So he knocking on like 50 right now, like 50 years incarcerated. But he ended up starting this program over there for, like I say, most of the population was kids. So he was one of the older dudes like, hey, man, we got to try to figure out a way to channel this energy and teach them something before they learn the wrong stuff. You know what I mean? And I I was actually going through the program when I first encountered the program. So fast forward years later, I grew up, still did my own thing, learned prison the way I learned it. And like I say, when I got to Malvern, I was over there, and I had got the different opportunities, got a chance to do a bunch of different stuff, and then I see Malvern is also the hospital. So this old man come walking down the hallway. I said, "Damn, boy, that look like Wallace." And I run down and tell him, say, "Hey, old man." And he turned around and he's like, "Man, what's up, boy?" Man, I immediately went to the warden, the guy that ended up helping me later on. And I said, "Hey, man, we got Wallace over here, bro. Like, we can do this. Like, let's start the program back up, man. You know, they kind of shut it down last time, but I think it'll be different over here. It's a more positive environment." And he was like, "Man, you know what? He said, let me look at it. And we end up rebuilding the program together. Me, him, Tufa Ray. Who else was... Me, Wallace, I think Wallace, and Tufa Ray was like the original people that rebuilt it. And Wallace was the old guy with all of the know-how and do all that. Tufa Ray was a guy that was older than me, but much younger than Wallace. He was able to give that perspective on a dude that been in a lot of stuff from the streets to prison and all that. And I was a guy that was young that came to prison when these guys were coming to prison. Like, I've been 17 in prison before. I've been 18, 19, 20 in prison before. So I can give you...
Yeah, what it looks like, that progression.
I can give you that. So that's what they used me for. That was my role for that.
So what was the actual makeup of the program? You guys had groups? You had...
We had like a community. It was more of a community where we got the kids. So 2015, I believe, they passed a law that stopped allowing kids to come to prison under the age of 18. And what that means is that they couldn't just throw you into prison. They had to hold you till you was 18 before they allowed you to be in population or be in contact with grown, like, adults.
Yeah.
That didn't happen for me. Like I say, when I was a certain age, they just threw us in there. Like, I've seen 14, 15-year-old dudes in prison. But
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
With adults, bro. And like,
Yeah.
bro,
That's very unfortunate. Yeah.
I can tell you, yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Like, you can imagine, like, adults taking advantage of
little 14, 15-year-old kids.
Right.
That's some crazy trauma.
That's crazy.
When in reality, and I know it's not like this, and I know this is America, but in reality, jail is supposed to be a place where you go rehab and fix the mistakes that you're supposed to be doing. Am I correct? Is that not what it's really supposed to be? And then you go to jail, you go to prison, and then it's like you locked up in this cage with other people who, you know, they got that on their mind. This is all they really know to at this point. And they're coming from violence. They're in here because of violence, and you're putting them in another violent space. So that's what they're gonna be on.
And that's exactly what the program was directed for.
Yeah.
It was to be able to teach somebody something different. Before you went and learn more violence on top of what you already know, we're going to teach you how to maneuver in the system, how to talk to people skills, how to build relationships, how to hold jobs down, the benefit of this. You know what I mean? Like the different ins and outs of prison before we release you to adults that's trying to take advantage of you on every day. Because that's what, you know, a lot of prison is. I'm going to do this because I want this from... That's why folks get out here and don't really accept help. You know what I mean? You see people come home and I don't want nobody to do nothing for me. I'm going to get it on my own. I'm self-made, this and this and that, because somebody give you something... somebody give you something in prison, bro, they want something from you. And that's the mentality that you adopt, especially doing a bunch of time. It's like, man, like, what's your angle? You know what I mean? Like, what you really want? And it make you process this type of stuff, like, on basic conversation. And that's what we was teaching the kids. It was like, man, you don't need nothing from nobody. You know what I mean? Like, if y'all need something, man, like, let us know. We're going to figure out, there's people around here that'll figure out a way to get you what you looking for. And we had sponsors, people that was working there, that was getting a check, that was donating their money back to the program, saying, hey, man, we definitely got like a soft spot for these kids, and we're going to make sure these kids straight. And that's all we was asking, like, let's make sure these kids straight. And, man, we ended up building the program up, man. We was inviting directors and board members, like Arkansas Department of Correction board members, into the prison. We invited different gang leaders, people that's been in gangs and started gangs in the Little Rock area, and brought them into prison, had them talk to the kids, because, you know, that's what people be big on. Like, man, I don't care if you repping red or blue or black or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, but these people that put their life on the line for the same colors, and they telling you the same thing we telling you.
Yeah.
Like, you respect it.
They don't believe in it till they hear it from that. Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? That was part of our angle. And we did banquets, and we Dr. Fitzhill, I don't know if you know him.
Yeah. He used to be the president for Arkansas Baptist College.
Arkansas Baptist College.
Yep.
So we brought him in multiple times to come in and speak. And he came in, talked to the kids, man. We helped kids get GEDs, people that couldn't even read. When they got done with us, man, they were able to read and comprehend and do math and different stuff. And we helped them get their GEDs. Dr. Fitzhill promised that his promise to the kids was that if they got their GED through this program, anybody that was in the program that got their GED, that they had a scholarship on their release to Arkansas Baptist College, which was cool. That was cool. Man, we was working on so much stuff. It started getting so big. Like I say, man, we've had Wendy Kelly, Dexter Payne, and man, so many people throughout the system, man, come in and like see what we was doing and start getting so big. They just took it from us.
So yeah, why did they take it from you? Why did they do that?
I think it was getting big.
Did they shut it down completely, or they passed it over to some other people to help with the structure because it was so massive at that point?
I heard, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you what one day. This is how big it got. I talked to the warden, and the Xbox One had just came out, but we had one in prison that was assigned to me. It was assigned to Wallace and assigned to Tufare. For real. I mean, who you know? Like, people, you
got the Xbox engine.
You hear about people getting like phones and different stuff, man. Like, who can tell you that they had an Xbox One in prison?
Yeah,
I can.
Yeah. And they wanted to shut it down because of all the extra privileges, or they needed to pass it over to some people who could actually structure it on the outside. Or what?
It didn't make it to the outside. I think they just killed the program.
They just straight up killed it, got rid of it.
I think they shipped all of them to another unit, and in my mind, it just died off. Like, I heard nothing else about it.
That's crazy. Something that's really, you thought it was very beneficial for the kids.
The kids didn't have nothing. They weren't able to get any type of mental health, thinking errors, stress management, different problem solving, any type of mental health program. They weren't able to get none of that. They weren't able to go to school because they couldn't be around adults. So they can't go to these classes.
So they were just they were
sitting in there.
Sitting there doing nothing all day, just being
idle mind.
Yeah, you're right.
For real. So
finding bullshit to get into.
They kids. These folks, LaFerris was like 14 when I first met him. So he did like 3 years in that situation. Tori was 17, 16, about 16 when I first met him. Terrio was like 16, 17 when I first met him. LaSpade, I remember LaSpade was in there. Man, a bunch of people, man, from different places all over Little Rock, all over Arkansas. If you was a juvenile, you did something serious enough to come to prison, they were sending you to us. Yeah.
Y'all had the MMOI
program.
Yeah, and then they just shut it down. And there's something that you said about Idle Minds that I want to drop right now. I don't know if you've seen it as of lately, or if the people who watch the pod have seen it. But like all of the black, I would say all of them, the black mayors, like Baltimore for sure.
Yeah.
They've decreased the amount of murders that they've had in the city, and they focusing on community programming, doing things for the kids, Idle Minds, keeping them busy. There's a lot of places where they don't have any programming. You don't have after school things to go send the kids to. They don't have sports for real in different areas where you got the kids, you keep them busy, they'll stay out the streets. That's one thing on the college side. I can't say this a lot for girls, but there are some programs that you really have to keep your girls busy too. But in order to keep guys off the streets and from getting to the locals and knowing them too much. Because that's the problem when you hanging around with locals and people who ain't in the same space that you are. Those idle minds, you finding things to do. You got to keep them busy.
Yeah.
They sending them guys to work out in the morning. You go to class, you got more workouts. Then you got to go to study hall. If you keep their mind focused on what they should be doing, those idle minds won't have time to find BS to get into that'll throw them off of their path. And I applied like places like Baltimore who are focusing on community programming. You know, Arkansas, I can't really say a lot. That's why I brought you on. I don't really know what we're doing in the prison system. I don't know what are we doing outside of the prison system to keep people from going in the first place. But I do know we trying to build more prisons. And what sense did that make? Just prevent people from going.
Man, I was in prison when she and I don't want her to censor you because I'm sorry.
I don't give a damn.
Listen, saying something about it. Listen, man, listen, hey, Sarah.
Let's go. Don't,
Hey,
but go ahead.
I was in there when she came and threw that little rant about building a prison, and I know for a fact everybody disagreed with her. Everybody did.
It's a moneymaker.
It wasn't about money. It was about, we know that you cannot keep throwing people. So it's like this. If I teach you how to be a criminal for 20 years and I'm not eligible for any programming because with stress management, I have to be under a certain amount of years to even be eligible to go take it. So let's say, I think you got to be within the 2.5 year range or something like that. So if I got a 30-year sentence and I got to serve 21 years on this 30-year sentence, I mean, I got to serve almost 19 years before you allow me to deal with my stress.
Yeah. So now I'm just constantly creating more violence because that's all I'm dealing with at this point.
Don't allow me to learn how to deal with my stress.
Yeah.
Did that make sense?
That's crazy. I'm glad you're here because I don't understand how the system works. I didn't know that's how classes work. You only get those closer to the end of your time.
Right. So basically, we sit you in prison. Hey, go do what you want to do for 20 years. When you get toward the end, we're going to figure out a way to try to say we did what we
did something before we sit outside.
That's where the rehabilitation part comes in. Well, we tried to rehabilitate him, and he didn't take to it. Well, because you can't learn something for 20 years and unlearn it in 6 months.
Yeah.
It can't happen.
Right.
It can't happen. I think it's not enough rehabilitation in the system, man. People, I'm telling you, people learn how to hustle. It make you a lot of stuff that you really ain't, bro. Like, people really don't be hustling. They don't be hustlers, man. But
that's what they're around. So that's what they take to.
Well, it's survival instincts.
Yeah.
It's because when you sitting here and you hungry and the stuff they feeding ain't worth eating, you know what I mean? And they be like, dang, bro, like for real, I know people that, and it's gonna sound like a movie or something like that, but it's not. It's like, I for real know people that wash clothes. I for real know, they call, hey man, laundry man. I for real know people that sell bread out the kitchen. I for real know people that like smuggle bread from the kitchen to be able to sell it in the barracks. You know what I mean? Like, you find the hustle, like it make you hustle. I think that's why our hustle be so turned up when we get out here, is because, man, we used to.
What you been doing?
We used to figuring it out. And like I say, what if I'm blessed because my parents helped me along the way. But I've slept beside people that never got visits, never got money on commissary, never been able to afford like suits and stuff, man. You know what I mean? How do you feel like 30 years, you got to do 30 years and you ain't getting nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to figure it out, whether you a taker or a maker. You know what I mean?
Right.
You either going to make something happen or you going to take something to make it happen. And then you got to be able to fight behind that, or, you know what I mean, be willing to kill somebody over a couple dollars worth of commissary, man. And that's, it make people stuff that they ain't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. That's crazy. And for those of us who have never been put in that situation, we can't really see it. Even as I hear it, I know I can't feel it because I've never been through that.
No.
But what are we doing to help people preventing from getting there? It's crazy. Like you said, they have to be there. If I'm serving a 21-year sentence, I got to be in here 19 years before I can be able to even get those classes and those basic resources in order to help me be a better version of me before I go out of here. That is wild. Before we get up out of here, though, what was the hardest part about coming outside?
The biggest part about adjusting is, I don't know. I was super paranoid when I got here. You know, just feeling like it was the unknown again. You know what I mean? I'm getting out to a world I didn't know. But like I said, I was taking furloughs and stuff too, so I was getting like glimpses of what was going on out here. So it was a lot easier for me than a lot of people. But the hardest part was accepting my help, man. You know, being so used to getting up and getting it on my own, doing my own hustling. People came around like, cuz if you need a job, man, I got you, man. Call my phone. I never called them. You know what I mean? Cuz, man, if you ever need anything, bro, you know what I mean? It hurt my heart to call and ask my mama for something. You know, I can't get out here and be asking for something like, man, I struggle by myself and I starve, not just starve, like, man, I'd rather do without, man, but I don't know your intentions. Like, I haven't known you for 20 years. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I never even thought about that.
I knew who you
My mom was my mom when I was 17, 18, but who is my mom to me now in this 20 years that I haven't been with her? What is our relationship like now? That's a complete, I never thought about that.
Not just a relationship.
Yeah.
Mama, I don't know what you...
Who she is.
I don't know what you go through. You know what I'm saying? Like, me maturing as a man, like, man, like, I would, like I say, putting other people before me. If I would have knew that you were struggling the way you were struggling in a place that I couldn't see on the other side of that wall, I'd have never asked for a couple dollars for commissary. You feel what I'm saying? I'd have never asked you for it. I'd have never asked you for put $10 on the phone so I can call my daddy, because you was going through your own, you see what I'm saying? Your own storm. It was raining on you too. And that's one of the things is, man, not letting my storm get other people wet. 'Cause I don't want the storm I'm going through get everybody around me wet. And that's probably the hardest part.
Yeah, that's major. That might be your weekly heat for the week.
Yeah.
Not allowing your own storm to get other people wet because you're going through what you're going through.
For real.
You know? Oh, that was good. I ain't gonna lie, that was a good one. Now, you said that you're married. When you got out, you got married or you got married before you got out? What was dating like?
Dating, like dating with my wife or like dating? Like,
yeah, I mean, you locked up for 20-something years. You said you was backing all the ladies in there, but then you ended up getting married. That was before or after you got out?
Oh, I got married while I was in prison.
Okay.
But it was on furlough, but we didn't get married inside the prison like most people do.
Oh, okay.
Came home on furlough. I had a week to do it. I came home. My birthday was Monday, so I came home, spent my birthday on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
We went and got all the license and stuff like that done to get marriage license and all that stuff on Tuesday. We got married on that Wednesday. We honeymooned on Thursday. We woke up and I went back to prison that Friday.
How much time did you have left?
Probably about 7 months, something like that.
Oh, okay. So you was on the way coming out.
Yeah, I was
cool.
coming out.
She's solid. So how did you know her before you went inside, or you?
No, I met
her on furlough.
No, I met her on a furlough in 2017.
Okay.
We ended up getting married. We didn't really talk much in between. You know, we talked here and there. And, we got a chance to be around each other a little bit, and then 2023, bro. I really just got tired of playing with myself, shorting myself, and investing all my energy and time in the people that really didn't. They really didn't reciprocate the kind of love I was willing to give. So she was the first person that really just gave me that back. And I always promised myself to, like, man, I don't care who it is, the person that give me that can love me in my worst. The person that can love me in my worst, man, I'm gonna marry him. So she did.
Yeah.
I married her.
I'm glad you were able to find that. Everybody don't find that. Like you said, everybody don't get that. So that's solid. Before we get out of here, advice to YNs.
Man, the grass ain't always greener, man. You know, we out here thugging and drugging, doing what you want to do. Man, they thugging and drugging in there too, but they stuck and can't do nothing that they want to do. You know what I mean? Just know, man, that it's people in your life that's making this stuff seem cool, man. And And sometimes it was fun, but man, ain't nothing about being locked up fun, bro. I promise you. That's why you see all these folks breaking down in these courtrooms, crying in these cells, man. Bro, it's people with forever, man. I know I had 25 years, man. And I got a lot of homeboys that don't even got numbers. They got letters, man. And, you know what the letters, man?
No, I don't.
LIFE.
Oh, man. Yeah, they in there for life. That's
See, I had a date.
They ain't had no date.
They ain't got dates, man.
Yeah.
And it come, man, your whole life can get took for nothing, bro. And that's what I tell them, man. It ain't about being soft. It ain't about, it's about protecting your peace and staying free enough to be able to wake up tomorrow with another chance to correct yesterday. You know what I mean? Because you can't do that in there, man. You can't do it. It's a sideline, man. You see everybody playing the game and you sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a heck of an 18-year run, man.
Man, 18 years is wild.
I tell folks this for real. This kind of put it in perspective. Before I went to jail, there's no such thing as an iPhone.
That is wild.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
No such.
It took me a minute to imagine how long that's been, but 18 years. I mean, that's a long time, man.
It's a long time.
And you came out. Would you say you came out a better man? I mean, your brother said he was glad you was locked up.
Man.
Your life would have been different on the outside.
It's
purpose and everything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I definitely believe I came out a better person. I don't think you have a choice. I think everybody improve. I think everybody come out a different person. Everybody grow. You either grow into a better person, or you grow into a better criminal. You know what I mean? It's kind of the way it works, man. Like, you're going to find ways to improve whatever it is you want to improve on. For me, I chose just to be a better person. You know what I mean? And be a better son. Try to make up in that area. Like, I ain't trying to play catch up. I ain't competing with nobody. You know what I mean? I don't need to be validated or it ain't nothing nobody can say or do to validate me on any. I know who I am, so I ain't looking for that.
Yeah.
I definitely believe I came out a better person because that's what I decided.
You chose that for yourself.
I chose that.
Man, I'm glad. And I'm glad you chose that for yourself. Yeah. And I hope those of you who've checked out this podcast, you don't think this podcast is just about incarceration. No, it's about way more than that. You know, the growth, the purpose, the giving back, coming into terms with the best version of yourself. So, and I'm glad you've grown and you came to that point. So I really appreciate you for pulling up today with us on We Ain't Got It Yet podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things. We see you next week. Right. Peace.
I be damned if I don't get it for my children's children. And that's real.